Today, I'm delighted to welcome Andriy from one of Caspio's key partners, Reinventors. We'll be focusing today on one of Reinventors' areas of expertise, artificial intelligence, which is a hot topic right now. Hi, Andriy. It's good to see you again, and thank you for joining us. So why not start us off and share with everyone a little bit about yourself and your company?
Yeah, thank you. We are partners with Caspio for less than 2 years. Before that, we had quite lots of experience in implementing of standard solutions. Then we switched to, I personally switched to management of full code development. And recently, 2 years ago, I understood that no code and low code solutions progressed so far that for many use cases, it's really not. It doesn't make any sense to build custom solutions with full code. And so I started the company which specializes primarily on no-code and low-code platforms.
Right. I know you've got a full mixture of customers as well. So I think, like you mentioned, you've been with us for 2 years now as one of our key partners. Can you remember why you decided to move forward with Caspio to become a partner?
That time, we were looking for a solution which is HIPAA compliant. To deliver some services for healthcare companies in the US. But then we understood that we can use Caspio substantially for much more use cases and for different clients.
Okay. And it's like I said at the beginning, I know one of your company's focus areas and expertise is artificial intelligence, and everybody's talking about that right now. So just tell me a little bit about what your opinion is on AI. Is it here to stay? Is it as intelligent as what everybody thinks it is? Great to get your opinion.
Yeah, thanks. Even though then we started as a no-code, low-code company, currently I see myself and my company more like a AI integration agency. Currently, really, all projects in which we started in 2023 have lots of AI component, have a huge AI component inside. And I said that I spent quite many years in the industry, and I became pretty skeptical about something which is new promising technologies, which promises to change everything. But this is not the case. In case of AI, I remember only one thing which is comparable by impact, and this is internet. And I really think that race of AI, which we are seeing this year, previous year, and over the last few years, it's huge. It's really a game changer.
You're right, because I talk to a lot of customers on a daily basis, and it always comes up artificial intelligence and how can that impact low code and no code and the industry overall. And we know like there's systems out there like ChatGPT, everybody seems to be using it. But I know that from feedback and from my own personal use is that it's not always reliable, as in the data that comes through, it's not always very accurate. It does feel a little bit dated sometimes. What's your view on that?
Great question. First, let's call it with the proper names. In marketing, it's marketing people call it like AI, artificial intelligence, but honestly speaking, currently it's not intelligent. It's not self-conscious. It's not. There is no like real knowledge in the systems when you take that out of the box. And ChatGPT in particular, this is I would say add-on a so-called large language model. Its only purpose is to generate plausible texts, and it is not a source of knowledge. Sometimes, especially if you ask something like from general domain, like what is capital of France or things like that, of course it knows a lot. But when you start asking some specific questions, it make up facts, and it will make it so reliable, and it will make it so confident that you will never understand that it or he or she, I don't know, is unsure about the facts. It will be very confident. It will be very plausible, and if you take it as a source of knowledge or wisdom, it's really dangerous. But if you combine this technology with facts, which are stored somewhere outside of the system, and Caspio could be an excellent source of data. You can take data from your databases and use these language models to prepare reports, to prepare some texts which usually take hours for people to create.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's interesting perspective, Andrei, because as you know, that Caspio's just recently launched its own initial AI assistant, and we're talking to customers about the use cases for that around suggesting table design or natural language and things like that. So there's definitely a requirement for that. But how do you kind of envision low code and AI working hand in hand? Do you think there's a market for that?
I think there is a huge market for that. And when you speak about when you talk about AI features in Caspio, these are things which allow simplify building of apps. Currently, you allow some assistance in the development of data pages. I think that the next step will be just to create some custom JavaScript code and things like that. But I think that there is much more value in connecting of apps to external services that can work with text, that can work with voice. And text and voice are in business two main channels of communication. Yeah. Written text, printed or sent by emails or whatever, or video calls or voice calls. And when you connect Caspio to these services, the use cases can be really very helpful for many businesses.
Yeah, I can see that, Andrei, because I think as well is that I talked to a lot of customers, but a lot of them don't have any technical background. So I think this is where AI is really going to help support them to be successful, because low code's pretty easy to use anyway. If you've got any technical background, if you haven't, and AI is built into this as well, it should make the whole process even much more easier for the end user as well. So from your side then, Andrei, what projects have you worked on with AI? Can you just share any of those projects that have been successful?
Currently, we have several projects which work with document understanding.
Right.
This is quite opposite to, we all get used to Caspio that can generate documents based on data in a database. Yeah. You can create invoices, you can create bill of ladings, lots of other things. But what to do with documents which businesses receive from outsiders? Usually someone takes it, sits and enters that to Caspio app, to Xero, to QuickBooks, to whatever.
Yeah.
And there are thousands and millions of man-hours spent on this task. It is much better, I think, to take this document if it's electronic, or you can scan it if it's if you receive it on paper, or you can even take a picture with your phone, upload the file to Caspio, and in a minute or so, you just receive extracted data from that. It can be just data from invoices. It can be data from CVs, if you're speaking about HR or recruiting system. It can be checks. It can be literally whatever document businesses work with. So you extract that. People can check it for correctness and just confirm. So it simplifies entry of data substantially. And there are some natural cases, like in case of recruitment database, as I mentioned, CV. But also, I think Caspio is in a pretty unique position. It can become a middleware between external world and existing solutions your clients use. For example, QuickBooks, Xero, which I mentioned, logistics apps, and whatever. Caspio can be just in a center. It can receive documents entered by uploaded by people, for example, by company employees, or which maybe even better, you can create a few data pages and just make a portal for you, for clients or for partners, where they can directly load documents to Caspio via website.
Yeah.
Then you just connect it to AI, processing these documents, extracting data from that, and people will also, employees of the company will also verify correctness of data in Caspio, and then just send it to any external system via webhooks or via Zapier or whatever integration your clients use. Yeah. So in this case, it will just eliminate manual entry of data to numerous systems your client use, and Caspio may become a central document repository, a very smart document repository that accepts documents and helps to process them. This is
Yeah.
one of the key.
It sounds really successful. And I know you're of the opinion that AI is certainly going to be around for a long time. It's not something that's going to kind of go really quickly. But there's also a lot of fear mongering out there because you hear this in the press and in the industry that the AI chatbots and things are going to take away people's jobs. What's your kind of opinion on that?
Yes and no. I think that some jobs will disappear.
Yeah.
Some jobs will transform. That's pretty much what happened when computers became very popular and very currently computers are everywhere and on desktops, on desks, in pockets and whatever. It didn't eliminate all the professions, right? But it changed almost every profession. Of course, some professions disappeared over the last maybe 20, 30 years. But the same will happen, I think, with AI.
Yeah.
Just disclaimer, I don't know what do they do in labs of OpenAI, Microsoft, Google. Maybe they advanced much more than publicly available. But with that level of development of AI which we have now, it will eliminate what I call monkey work, basically very repetitive, very monotonous work, which can be automated, which can be literally eliminated. But everything which is related to human communication, talking to clients, talking to potential clients, talking to employees, communication cannot be, I think, replaced by AI at this moment.
Yeah, Andriy, it's really interesting because I'm of the same mindset of you, is that if I just take my department that I have responsibility for, which is the customer success team, we're using AI to make sure that we're doing things repetitively but easier. So those tasks that we have, which are very manual, we can use AI to speed those things up. But interestingly is that we still are talking to customers. And that's no surprise. We still think we're all, at the end of the day, we're all humans. We're still going to have conversations. And sometimes we get sick of talking to chatbots and messaging and those type of things. And again, I know it's a generational thing, depending on who we're talking to as the age of the person, but sometimes people still want to talk. And it's interesting, especially when there's an issue, for example, or they're looking for some enhancements, or they're looking to add additional features. They actually want to speak to somebody. So I think AI's got a place. That's my kind of opinion. And I think it will help those professions be even better, and those departments within organizations to be quicker at turning mundane type tasks around. So it's an exciting time. And I think this is where I can see low code and AI really helping our customers and prospects moving forward over the next weeks, months, and years, really.
Yeah. And I also think exactly like you said, that you can eliminate work which can be automated and focus on things which cannot be automated.
That's right. Yeah.
And it may be helpful for really for any size of business. For example, for bigger companies, AI can help maybe to optimize headcount sometimes, maybe to just to streamline some processes. But for smaller business, it may be even much more important, because in smaller companies, you usually there are one or several people who are like literally jack of all trades. They do everything a little. But if such companies can eliminate manual work, can minimize manual work, and let them talk to clients, it may help grow in business much faster.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's great. I think it's here to stay. I think that's definitely not gonna it's not going to end anytime soon, but I think it's going to enhance. Like I said, that's the way I look at this AI. And I think your expertise around that, especially for customers and prospects that are looking and watching this this video or listening to the podcast, I think it's really going to help. So, Andriy, what's your viewpoint on like the cost of AI? Do you think it's going to increase in price or reduce in price? What's your viewpoint on this?
Over the last year, the costs dropped really dramatically. Of course, there are different use cases, there are different situations, but if we talk about, for example, document understanding, recognition of one invoice may cost just a few cents. And if you compare it to cost of labor which business pay for just entering of data, it may be just substantially lower. When we talk about voice, again, many services provide very high quality transcription, and it's priced like $1 per hour. So if you can create, for example, if you take a use case when somebody needs to prepare a memo about a meeting, important meeting, and usually these people are highly qualified and pretty expensive, and manual work can be in this case can be really expensive. And if you can have a summary for $1, it's absolutely incomparable, and the prices go lower and lower. So 5 years ago, AI was first substantially less accurate, and it took businesses need to invest to hire teams of technical people who were developing this technology without any guarantee of success. Yeah. Currently, you can just connect and the costs are incomparably lower than manual work.
Great. Thank you, Andrei. And one final question from me is, what advice would you give somebody that is thinking about low code and kind of dipping their toe in the water? What would you say? What advice?
Again, that depends maybe on the size of a company. There will be different advice for larger guys, and for larger companies, and for smaller. For larger companies, I would first think about two kinds of tasks, either very time-consuming, which is related to voice or text, or when tasks where companies are slow and they would like to be quicker or faster. For example, in some companies, especially in bigger companies, processing of some requests or claims from clients may take days, weeks, if not months. Such things can be substantially streamlined and improved with the speed. And think about these tasks, and then think how you can just hire AI to help with this task. And low code will come organically, because AI itself can do not as much as it can do in combination with some data from your existing systems, and it needs to be controlled. Someone needs to check what does. Basically, AI will can create excellent drafts, but I strongly recommend have a look at that drafts before you send it to someone else. And in this case, systems like Caspio can be literally a lifesaver. You can just create absolutely customized solutions for each particular use case, and which is connected to external systems. This is for larger companies. And for smaller, as I said, think about two kinds of tasks. First, what drives the growth of the business, and what takes time to do. Basically, what consumes, what eats time. Pretty frequently, these tasks are different. And if you think about tasks which just eat your time of your people, which can be spent better, which can be spent for more value-added tasks, eliminate this work. Again, document understanding can help with data entry or things like that. Some chatbots can help answering questions to your clients. And you absolutely correctly said that people like to talk to other people. But if I have a question like, I don't know, 2 a.m. in the morning because I'm staying late and I want to do something real quick, and I can talk to a chatbot, this is a huge advantage. And some companies will understand that that they can just react better. They can be much quicker, much more agile, I would say. And in this case, AI can be really important. And again, like with larger companies, bigger companies, well, I think that.
No, it's really good advice, Andriy. And it's you mentioned something there which kind of takes me back to a few of the customer interviews I've had recently. A lot of our customers that I speak to or have spoke to over the last few weeks, especially the ones that don't have a technical background, it's a comfort blanket to some degree that they know they've got Caspio support team 24/7. So as you were talking about before, is that whether that's through the chat or it's through voice, they know they've got an expert at the end of a phone or the end of the chat to respond back to them, irrespective of the working hours that they are. And I know, like yourself, you work at all different time zones because of the global customers that you've got. So what's your feeling on the chat, supporting people? And obviously you've got the voice with regards to support as well. Do you think that, can you see which way is preferred?
Let's split this topic into two parts. First, using AI in support.
Yeah.
In general, I think that this area will change forever. I mean, customer support. This is one of the most obvious, I think, use cases for AI. And availability 24/7 now becomes substantially cheaper and substantially more efficient than it used to be before. There are things like semantic search. This is a part of, I would say, this is a small part of artificial intelligence, which allows search by meaning, not by search by keywords. We all are used to keyword search. You need to enter something, some keywords, and if these keywords are found in your database, knowledge base, you will receive the answer. But this works only in situations when clients or users are very, very well aware about professional vocabulary, when they can use that keywords which really exist in that documents. But what to do with cases when people use just different wording, which sometimes people are very, very creative in trying to explain what do they want. And usually it took experienced support personnel to which is required to understand what does the client ask and offering the answer. Semantic search can do it very differently. It looks by meaning. There are cases when search query and result have no single word in between, but still they are very relevant. And I think that this technology can really, really change the way how we support our clients and how we work with our knowledge bases. And speaking about chat and voice, again, over the last, I think, 2 years, there was a kind of revolution in transcription of voice. It became substantially cheaper. It became substantially more accurate. And I know that there are at least a dozen of companies that work on voice generation. So voice transcription, voice to text, is an already commoditized solution which can be easily connected to existing applications. For example, in case of project management or whatever, you can take your record of your voice chat, transcribe it, and create a very professional, I would say, follow-up meeting or follow-up notes within minutes or seconds. And also, there are many companies. There are many companies which do the opposite. You provide the text, it creates a pretty plausible voice. And I think that maybe in a few years we will really talk to a machine in a very comfortable way. Currently, it's a bit challenging. Currently, it works very well with text, but I think that voice will come soon.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Andriy, so I know you've been a customer, you've been a partner of Caspio for just coming up for 2 years now. And I know we're talking today about artificial intelligence, but I know that's not the only area of expertise that Reinventors can provide to companies listening. So I think it's a good idea to really kind of share what else you can provide to those companies that are thinking about, do I need to work with a partner of Caspio, and what can that partner provide in relation to Reinventors?
Our main focus is operational processes for clients. And with help of Caspio and other things, we can just build solutions which cannot be built with existing standard applications.
Yeah.
And I think that our main expertise is integration, and artificial intelligence is just one of the cases when you can connect Caspio to something external. And I think that we are strongest in building an applications which talk to other systems our clients use. So in this case, we build custom applications which don't need double manual entry to other systems, and we try to minimize and everything which is related to data entry. If you have some somewhere else, it can be exported or imported.
Yeah.
And yeah.
No, I think it's what I'll do, Andriy. I'll put your Reinventors contact details on here as well. So like I say, if any companies thinking about how they can work with your organization, to whether it's AI or it's the other areas we just talked about, then free to contact you and have a conversation with you. But thank you for participating in this today, Andriy. Thank you for being a valued partner at Caspio, and we look forward to many more years of success with you and many of your customers.
Thank you, Paul. It was a pleasure to meet you.
Great. Talk to you soon.